Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a long overdue review for episode 5 of season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead, and it is called Cobalt. So yeah, sorry I haven't been gotten around to actually doing a review for this. I was actually going to do it earlier this week, but I had to go to the hospital for an emergency, so let's just leave it at that. Before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch this episode and haven't already. Please don't comment down below or message me. Then I never give you a fair warning because as usual I did. Okay, so as usual, 10-second spoiler warning, as usual, starting now. What was that? Okay, so 10 seconds are up, so for those who have yet to actually watch the episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me, and then that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. Yeah, I kind of realized I did this part before I even did the 10-second spoiler warning, kind of got advanced. So yeah, before I begin though, 10 seconds spoiler, yeah. Before I begin though, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, basically in this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, basically we see how do I explain this? We finally get to see the army camp, or the official army camp where they took Nick, where they took Griselda, and where they took I want to say they took, but where Liza voluntarily went. And Liza, she's not really one of my favorite characters in the show. She's there, okay. And she's kind of just there for me. Like after this episode, I kind of just wanted her to die. Yeah, I kind of just wanted her to die because, eh. And I'm not saying it's because it's most because she has like no development in my opinion, and she seems like one of those characters who's gonna survive for at least a couple seasons. She reminds me of Lori in my opinion, a character with she has some development. She has some development. She's married to one of the main characters, and in that she is a main character. She has a son to take care of. Okay, that's pretty decent development right off the start. She's a mother, whatever, pretty basic development. But they really don't do anything much after that. I mean, with Lori, you had the love triangle thing, and that was kind of with Lori. That I don't want to say that was kind of throwaway, but because some interesting things did come out of it. But overall, she was a useless character. Now you have Liza. She's not completely useless. I mean, she is she was a nurse in training. She was studying. She was in college to be a nurse or whatever. She was taking classes to become a nurse. And since shit hit the fan, she had to use all the knowledge she knows and kind of use that to help nurse people back to health or whatever. So she's not completely useless, but her character's just kind of dumb. And I don't know. I just don't like the development they gave to her, because the development they give her is like really some of the most basic character development they could have given to anybody. She's a mother. She's got some nursing, so it proves that she's not completely useless. And then the only real true development I think we've ever gotten out of her was in the previous episode, where she kind of just chose safety over her family, from what it seemed, in my opinion. I mean, I know in a sense it was kind of like she'd rather go to the safe place, to the safe haven, than stick with her family, and that was kind of a really a dick move in my opinion. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she's gonna survive to at least season 2. I don't want her to survive, but she probably is. So yeah. We do get a death of two important characters, kind of. I mean, it is season 1, so at this point they are kind of important. The first one is Griselda, Daniel's wife. Again, she's like a character that should get the basic development, and even after that, Griselda has a more character. Thus far, Griselda had more character development than Liza, which is pretty funny, because when you think about it, like, what can you really talk about Liza? Yeah, again, she's the mother of Chris, Travis's ex-wife, and she used to do nursing. Okay, she ditched her family basically. Griselda, I mean, she's from El Salvador. She's again mother of Ofelia, wife of Daniel. She had a crushed foot, and actually gave her a bunch of development. And then we know she's from El Salvador, and just through and through development out of Daniel, we know more or less what she's gone through too with the Civil War in the 80s in El Salvador, and we know she's had to experience a lot of tough shit. So, out of that, Griselda already has more character development than her, and I'm not saying I cared for Griselda that much either, because she was there again. She was kind of one of those characters that was kind of there. I kind of expected her to die, so I'm not saying that. So yeah, I'm just saying that Griselda got more character development than Liza has thus far. So yeah. Aside from that, you have Nick who meets Vincent Strand, which is kind of like he's a fixer from what it seems from what I've seen in interviews with Scott Derrickson, I believe. He's a fixer. So he was able to get rich fast, and he's smart. I think he's gonna become like the Daryl character for this show. He's smart. He basically knows how things are gonna go down more or less to a certain extent, and he values Nick's skills. He says, I could tell you're a guy who knows what to do. He basically tells Nick, I could tell you're the type of guy who knows what to do in a tough situation. You've been in tough situations. He's like, I know you're a heroin addict, and Nick's like, I'm just an addict. He's like, no, you're a heroin addict. Appreciate that, which is that's kind of weird and messed up, but it makes sense. Yeah, and it just shows exactly how smart, because you have the National Guardman, the one guy, Melvin, I believe was Melvin Allen or something like that was his name. Vincent gives him like his watch and a cufflinks or earrings or something from what it seems to this guardsman, to this soldier, and they immediately bring Nick back, which is kind of funny. It just shows that the soldier prefers material objects, and then this guy prefers a way to escape, because eventually that's what's gonna happen here. He has the key to the cell room. He's trying to escape. Basically, at this point, he's trying to enlist Nick. So that was pretty good. Then you have some stuff with Alicia and Chris. That was interesting. They basically went all zombie land for a second, enjoyed the little things, and started smashing, destroying the crap out of this one house. That was pretty cool. I mean, that when I saw that scene, that's all I could think of. Enjoy the little things, and then the zombie land scene where they're at that store and they're just trashing the shit out of it. More or less what I was thinking. Enjoy the little things. So yeah, I mean, the one thing though is this episode doesn't really include any zombies at all. I mean, you could argue towards the end of the episode you had that whole stadium filled with zombies. We heard them, we didn't see them. So yeah. Speaking of which, Daniel, don't mess with Daniel. Basically, don't mess with Daniel. He gets Adams, which is Ophelia's boyfriend. Basically, he basically starts cutting him up as like tortures the shit out of the poor kid. He tortures him and says, tell me what I need to know, or else I'll kill you. And then if you see like the promos for next week's episode, it seems like he's gonna try to kill him either way. So yeah, overall pretty good episode. The one problem with this episode, and I think it's also a problem for the whole season, is the fact that the season is too short, and in that this episode doesn't really feel like it doesn't really feel like it doesn't really feel like the lead up to the season finale. It feels like any regular other episode. Now, if you look at The Walking Dead, if you look at The Walking Dead, what was the episode right before TS19? But the episode right before the season 1 finale, that kind of felt like a good lead up to the season finale. This one, not really. It's kind of there. It's interesting. I mean, the last few moments of it, where you have Daniel in front of the stadium, whether he's gonna release it or not. The zombies, that's season finale worthy, but the rest really isn't. Wildfire, that's what it was. Wildfire was the episode right before TS19 in season 1. So yeah, I mean, overall, pretty good episode. Not the best, not the worst. I don't know. It's in the middle. I want to say it's I don't know, between this one and between episode 4 and 5. One of those two are probably the weakest episodes of the season thus far, or of the Fear the Walking Dead thus far, in my opinion. I want to say I like episode 5 a little bit more because of the stuff with Daniel and Nick. That was interesting, but overall, still a pretty decent episode. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this one a 7 out of 10. Pretty good episode. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below your thoughts on the episode. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment on that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or click as prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.